Good morning, as always. Nice to see your smiling faces, we're assuming, as we kick off the show this morning. If you are a parent of a student, whether that child might be in the first or second grade, maybe, just maybe, even in their senior year of high school, you are going to be very interested in what our first guest has to say, because he might be able to find a way to help your child earn some college money. His name is Marc Nolan, has driven up here from Woodstock, Georgia, his hometown now outside of Atlanta. But the most important thing for you to know is he has written a book called College Athletic Scholarships, and inside this little book are all types of tips and hints and what you have found personally to be success plans to get your child those coveted college scholarships. So good to see you. So first of all, you're a very interesting person. You are a dad, I think you'd say, first and foremost.
Yes, ma'am.
You had this business in the IT world, but you were the dad, coaching all the teams. So your son's benefited from that.
Correct.
And your older son, is that
daughter.
right?
Our daughter's the oldest, and then our son is the second one.
So your son got the full ride to college playing football.
Yes, ma'am.
But in kind of an unconventional way, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us the story.
So our son was a football player. He was a soccer player starting out, like most kids who would transition from soccer into football as a specialist. So he was a kicker and a punter at his local Catholic school. And one of the things I have done, I've trained kickers, punters, soccer players, tennis players, baseball players for 47 years. I'm the longest serving kicking and punting coach in the United States.
Wow.
Trained over thousands of kids and their parents, more importantly, on the dynamics of college scholarships, especially the ones when it comes to trying to get that coveted full ride. There's about 8 million kids that play sports in the United States. Only about 460,000 of those kids get to go on to college and play sports. So that's about 1 out of 57 people get to play sports.
But could there be more if they knew how to apply?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things. The movement in athletics has changed right now recently. From when I got recruited back 100 years ago, to how they're getting recruited now. A lot of it, coaches are doing things on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and everything else. And one of the dynamics that has changed is the NCAA came up with this transfer portal that came out of the pandemic, where kids who were trying to play sports couldn't play sports. As you know, high school was shut down, the colleges were shut down.
Right.
And the parents and the kids had no understanding of how this affected them, especially high school kids. Meaning, the NCAA said, listen, if you're unsatisfied with where you play right now, football, basketball, baseball, you can now transfer to another school.
Right.
Without any kind of eligibility issues at all.
So is that kind of a good thing, bad thing, all in one?
Yeah, I'll tell you how it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing for kids that in past time, if you wanted to transfer, you would have to sit out a year. So if you want to transfer from, say, University of Tennessee to go to Georgia, you had to sit out a year. And even inside the SEC, they had some really specific rules about how the SEC allowed kids to transfer.
Okay.
So the NCAA said, we're knocking that out. You can transfer anywhere you want to play. Now, that was great for the college kids because it gave an opportunity. Maybe it was a coaching change. Maybe the kid wanted to go someplace else.
But doesn't that make it more competitive within the bubble?
Very competitive because, that's, for instance, there's about 20,000 kids that went into the NCAA transfer portal.
Right.
Different sports, baseball. So, for instance, baseball, there's 3,000 kids in the baseball side of the house in the portal. 3,000. That are trying to get other scholarships and leaving.
So hold on. So let's break it down a minute, because in your book, you're not wanting to present the problem, you try to present the solution.
So solution, absolutely.
So with your son, when I talked about his story, we don't have to go into all of it, but he had multiple offers.
He did, he had 5 offers.
And the offers that were coming in, to a large degree, were kind of impressive. 4 years in college, get some titles and make a name for yourself.
Correct.
But your son said something really important, which was?
Our son said after the 5 scholarship offers he had, one of the coaches said to him, don't you want to play for a national championship for the next 4 years? It was an SEC coach. And our son said, you know what? I'm really focused on the next 40 years of my life, not the next 4.
So here we are in this world, especially if you have a teenager at your house. Forget the little tiny ones, but the teenagers out there. They're hearing a lot of questioning right now about the cost of college.
Oh, absolutely.
Student loans, do you take them out, do you not?
Correct.
Inflation's going on right now. Parents
Correct.
aren't so sure what to do. So if you tap into what you're good at, whether it's football, bowling, soccer, whatever the sport, it can be a way to kind of get your foot in the door. Then you pursue the field of study you want to pursue. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. And that's one of the solutions that we have in the book, is that we have a whole chapter just on how to make sure that the kids understand what their role is in the recruiting process. So parents have a role and the kids have a role.
Okay, let's talk about this. This is going to impact more, probably to a degree, the juniors, certainly today's seniors. A lot of them did lose that year of playing in COVID. Are colleges holding that against them?
Yes, well, they are with the transfer portal. The interesting thing is, when I was talking to the people from the National Federation of High School Sports, I wrote a letter to the president and said, listen, I think this is unfair for the class of 2020 and class of 21 and 22 high school kids, because they didn't get that year of extra eligibility.
Exactly.
When they graduated and they had those scholarship offers, all of a sudden the coaches came back and said, sorry, now Johnny, who was supposed to graduate on a scholarship, he's been given an extra year of eligibility by the NCAA. So that scholarship we gave you, not gonna have it anymore.
Right.
So now those kids are left going, wow, what do I do now?
So for today's seniors, I have about a minute left.
Sure.
For this year's seniors, is it too late for them to get some helpful hints in this book?
No, it's never too late. I mean, that's the great thing about this book, is that it gives them a step-by-step understanding, because the dynamics have changed so much. Research is very important, and that's why I wrote the book. I mean, it's a great book from a resource standpoint.
I'm in the process of college applications right now too. My younger daughter's a senior, and I had forgotten how daunting it is.
Oh, it is.
It's a lot, and your brain kind of hurts. So any helpful hint is a great thing. So is it available on Amazon only?
Yes, ma'am. It's available on Amazon, as well as Books to Read and about 10 other outlets.
You know, I had to pick and choose what I talked to you about today, because your own background is very interesting.
Thank you.
Very successful. Here you are with a son and daughter who've done great things. And it's nice that you took your own path and helped us with ours.
Correct. Thank you.
So great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Marc Nolan, again, the book is called College Athletic Scholarships, The Path to Recruiting Success in the New Age of NIL, the Transfer Portal, and Post-COVID Scholarships. Back after this.
And thanks for having me.
Come to the remote area medical clinic for free dental, vision, and medical care, including women's health exams.